And so, nah, not at all.
No,
C
no.
Dub said he can't hear himself. So
Same here.
we ain't worried about y'all. You know. Nah. We gonna work this out. All right, we trying to get some things done. What happened here was the Brooklyn Nets is about to make the playoffs, so everything went crazy. Everything's going crazy in here.
All right,
But
we sounding good.
y'all hear yourself?
Yeah.
All right. So once again, it's quite a one big deal.
This see the entertainer, the funny one. So y'all need to hear me. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna get heard.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay. And Urban Chick 22. Thank y'all for joining.
And forget the Nets. Today is WrestleMania.
We're not talking about WrestleMania.
Oh my
these
goodness.
days.
It is
All right.
WrestleMania, brother.
So the deal is, we having a little bit of difficulties, but the best thing about it is we got Kori Lee in the building.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. I'm so happy to be here.
Yeah. So what we was gonna do is we was gonna try. I had this dope intro we was gonna do, right? A little music or whatever. But here's the thing, right? So we was gonna start off with some, news stuff that's going on, but we'll kick into that later. So right now, what I want to do is I kind of want to introduce you. Well, I want to actually get you to just give us some information about yourself, because I know of you as the counselor, professional. Hey, lay down. Let me talk to you for a minute.
Lay down.
But things have changed. Am I right?
Yeah, things are definitely not that way anymore.
All right. So we don't people. We don't go to sit down on a couch and lay there and just tell our thoughts. Our problems. So, Kori, what is it that you exactly do?
Well, what I exactly do is I do provide therapy to individuals and couples as well.
Okay.
No, they're not laying down on the couch. Those days are very long gone, where they're sharing repressed memories from their childhood.
Right.
I love that therapy is being normalized. I would say less than 5% of my caseload has an actual mental health disorder. The other 95% just want to live better lives, just want to kind of figure out how to get to their optimal selves. So,
Right.
Yeah.
I think that's the problem these days, that we all think we got it. I can handle this. It's not a big deal.
I'm going to push through.
Yeah. I don't need no help. I don't need nobody to talk to, which majority of times we're wrong.
Yeah.
We're wrong, because we all don't, especially whether it's a relationship thing or work issues, or life issues. We all need somebody to kind of like are looking outside,
Yeah, a fresh perspective. That's exactly what it is.
But a lot of people feel like, what, if I couldn't handle this myself, then nobody else can tell me what to do.
Exactly.
Until
they come.
Until they get there, and they're like, damn, I didn't even know that was,
what took me so long? Yeah. Yeah.
So do you have issues with people like that? Like, do people coming in, like, you telling them something? Because I think what people are looking for, right, is when you walk in, you looking for somebody, as a couple, you looking for somebody to say, yeah, you wrong, or you was right, she was wrong.
Exactly.
Blah, blah, blah. But that's not how it exactly works. Am I right?
You're right. And I think people come in, it depends on who reached out to me. Like if it's the male in the relationship, then the female kind of comes dragging along thinking that same way, where I'm going to be telling her that she's wrong, and vice versa. For men that come in and their wives reach out or their girlfriends reach out, they think it's going to be a, hey sis, high five, he's wrong, ain't he? Men are dogs. That's not going to be that. And I'm very clear in the very beginning, you are not my clients. Your relationship is my client. If you have children, your children are my clients.
Right.
Not either one of you. I'm not on either one of your sides. I'm here to kind of, like you said, shed a light in the dark areas, help you to figure out what it is that you're doing wrong, because a lot of times you're doing the same thing over
and over.
You're having themed arguments, you know what I mean? And you're not able to really identify those patterns, where I am, because I'm not emotionally invested, so I can have a really clear insight to what's going on.
Right. And I think that helps out major, because there's times when, especially like when I'm at work, and I might feel like, yo, this is driving me nuts, man. Like, I don't believe they want me to do this, and nah, damn that I ain't, but at the same time, I'm going off of my emotions
and your perception.
Yeah.
There it is right there.
Yeah.
Your perception. Thinking everybody else is supposed to think like you. It's not going to happen.
It doesn't happen like that. Right. But then you get caught up when you're arguing with your mate. And you're like, okay, I know you ain't supposed to think like me.
Yeah.
But damn, I want you to see what I'm trying to.
Yeah, and it's not that they want to be right. Really, when you're arguing, you want to be right,
Yeah.
and really, you shouldn't want to be right. You should want to be heard and validated and affirmed and move on.
I think that's the hardest thing is trying to find a way to be heard, and also finding a way to listen. I've tried myself to be the listener and still wasn't heard. So it's complicated. Like, how can you listen? Like you say, you know what? I'm going to listen. But then you're not being heard either. So
but are you really listening to understand? Are you listening to jump back in there like double dutch and respond?
See? And that's...
Yeah.
Yo, get out of here. Nah.
You waiting. You're just waiting. You might be quiet.
You know what?
You might be quiet, but you're not listening to understand. You're just waiting on your turn. Let me go.
You're right. And
sometimes I'm just waiting on my turn to jump in and be like,
to have a rebuttal.
You haven't heard anything they said.
No, I do hear what they saying. Sometimes I think you feeling like what they said is stupid. I'll be like, oh, what you said is stupid.
Yeah.
This don't make any sense.
Right.
But you know what? At the end of the night, I'm like, you know what? I shouldn't even. Like, it always go back to that same thing. I shouldn't have said nothing. I should have just let her have it. Cause now I'm sitting up here in dog houses.
Yeah.
Like,
now you gotta pay.
Right. Now I gotta sit there and suffer for a whole week.
Right.
And be on the good side. Sleeping on the cold side of the bed
or the couch.
That's never a good place to be.
I ain't sleeping on no couch. Now if I'm paying no bills, you're gonna be mad right next to
right.
You can hit
until she get up and go on the couch, like, right?
You want to go on the couch.
Yeah, but look, then she go on the couch. You follow her right
behind. Yeah, y'all both big on the couch.
I'm like, I'm sorry, it's 3 a.m. I'm sorry, baby. I'm so sorry. What I'm gonna do without you? I would never be here without you, girl.
Kori, what do you get the most? Do you get couples or do you get just people that just because I know there's couples, there's also single parents that come.
Sure, individuals, even the individuals that come, a lot of their source of distress is based on their relationship,
right?
Whether it's with their spouse or their partner or people at work, like you said. And initially, like the key thing that you said is they don't know how to communicate. We know how to talk. All of us know how to talk. How you doing? Good. How are you? That's not communicating. That's a script that we all learn very young.
Right.
So you have to be very vulnerable in your communication with your partner as far as expressing feelings. Like when people come in, like you said, initially they think they've done everything right. So I'll ask them like, okay, you give me an example of an argument and how you tried to, rectify it. And they'll be like, well, I told him how I feel. How? What did you say?
Right.
No, you told them a task that you wanted them to do. Did you communicate a feeling that you have?
Right.
I feel disappointed when you do this. I feel angry when you do this. No, all you did was point your finger at them and say, you didn't take out the trash.
Yeah.
So there's always a core feeling. Like a lot of times people just don't know. They don't have a real connection between their cognitions and their feelings. And that's where they get lost.
Okay. Change that.
So if I had nothing to talk about and I came to therapy, are you judging me?
No, I'm teaching you.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to use that time. I'm going to use that time. You are paying for my service.
Okay.
And if you want to be quiet, some clients do come in with a notebook and they sit there and look at me like, teach me. And I'm going to teach you for an hour. And you're going to leave there edified. You're going to know some things that you didn't know when you walked in there.
All right. Do you ever have something like that so crazy and then you out with your girls having drinks?
Yeah.
And
look at him trying to lose my license. No. No. I worked hard for this license. Oh, no, boo. We're not talking about clients. It's very confidential.
Okay. Yeah. See, Doug the Entertainer. You can catch me.
No.
Yeah.
So do you provide therapy outside of relationship therapy, or is that your main focus?
Oh, no, definitely. I do. I have individual clients. When I was saying that a lot of their distress is based on relationships, that still might not be the presenting issue that they come into me for. Like I said, I do have about 5% of my clientele that have actual mental health disorders that you could diagnose, like trichotillomania. Some people have, conduct disorders. Some people have depression. But like I said, a majority of the clients that come to see me feel stuck. Like they see the life they want to live, and they can't get there. They don't have the tools, and so they're humble and honest, and I'm really honored that they come to me for me to help them get to that point where they can live their life that through fruition, like the life that they want to live.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I was going to say one of the things that had stood out about your about your business is that I noticed you don't accept insurance for a
Mm-hmm.
specific reason.
Yes.
Would you like to elaborate on that?
I would. Whenever somebody calls me and asks me, do I accept insurance? First thing I say is no. I don't because I don't, but I don't for a reason. Behavioral health, when you utilize your insurance, usually through your employer or your parent's employer, they then have access to your notes. They then have access to figuring out whether or not you are deemed worthy to have these sessions. So it's just like if you go to the doctor. If you go to the doctor for a cold, you might go one time. You're not going back to that doctor every week for a cold.
Right.
You're going to have pneumonia or bronchitis written down for your insurance to cover it. Okay. So mental health is the same way. I'd have to diagnose you to have your sessions covered. And a lot of times, like I said, you don't have a diagnosis, or even if you do, you don't want that in your employee's files.
Right.
That's
a lot
good
of people
to
don't know
That's
that.
definitely a
I
good
didn't
thing
know
to
that.
You be sitting around there because I know that there's a program, especially with AT&T when I used to work for them. You can actually set up to sit down with a counselor.
EAP.
Yeah, and
you get 4 sessions, and you have to be diagnosed to have those sessions.
Wow.
And that will follow you. And I'm really honest about that with people. That's why my rates are so low. I mean, typically a therapist can charge anywhere from $150 to $300 an hour.
Good info.
My rates are around what your co-pays would be anyway, because I want people to afford to be able to come. I want you to not have that as a barrier as far as finances.
Right. Now, how long have you been doing this?
I've been doing this for, what are you laughing at? 15 years.
Look, Gary, her husband is in the back. He like, she been doing it for a while on me.
Yeah. It's no fun to be a therapist husband, I promise you. Like, if I hear one more time, don't use that counseling stuff on me.
On me, right?
Like it's voodoo. But no, I've been doing this for 15 years. I worked within the school system, and I was a therapist. I did contract work outside the school system. But private practice work within the last year. And a lot of people aren't aware that, my last year in the school system, everybody was telling me they didn't think I would leave because it's a cushy contract. Right. You only work 185 days. Okay. So they're like, you're going to leave? You're going to leave and do what? I knew at that time I was not living my passion and my purpose. Right. I was doing well. I was reaching children. But more than anything, it was administrative work, a lot of testing. We had less and less time with the kids. So I really kind of leapt out on faith and started my own practice. And, people thought I was crazy that I would leave that job and that salary and, to go out and work for myself. But I'll tell you, you'll never work as hard as for anybody than you will for yourself.
Yeah, I'm hearing that a lot lately. Matter of fact, it's been the past 5 to 6 years I've been hearing everybody making that decision to step out on a ledge and just do what they got to do.
You have a talent. You have a serviceable talent. Yeah.
Now, is it complicated? Since we just kind of brought that up, is it complicated to like split yourself from being a counselor and the wife?
Yes.
Because she has the answer to everything.
Because I know I'm coming from a place of balance and, knowledge. And, I think it is difficult. The duality is hard. I don't care what your job is. If you're a lawyer, it's hard for you to then go from being a lawyer to a husband or a wife. So, I mean, the duality, we all have to kind of face that in our lives. But it's definitely difficult. Yeah, I think there's a lot of benefits to it also because I am more sound, although he wants to pretend I'm not. I am more, very cognizant of what I'm saying. Gotcha. Because I preach it all day long, and so it's very hard not to have that that sense when you are going into a situation where you're arguing or you don't see things the same way.
People think that arguing is like the end of the world.
Yeah, and it's not.
It's not. I always felt like, I mean, these people that's been together for, 30, 40, 50 years, 60 years, they've had arguments, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And they probably disliked each other for weeks or months, but they stayed, together and fought it out. But these days, everybody is so loose and so weak to just run. Yeah. I don't know if it's because of the background or is everybody so ready to run that do you know if that might be the case? Like is it easier to run from the problem than to find a solution. Am I right?
Well, a lot of people model what they see, and if you don't have a model at home, if you weren't raised up in a family that had a mother and a father who was married, and you saw that interaction, and you saw that that there was a problem but they fixed it, you don't know. You're almost like grasping for like TV ideas. When I ask people what your blueprint for love is, that's one of the first questions I ask couples. Where did you get the idea of what love looked like, what it felt like, what it sounded like? And
Family
half
Matters.
of the people, exactly, you're right. Cosby Show or Family Matters, where there's a problem, there's music played, and the problem is solved in 30 minutes. Everybody's hugging and going on about their way. That's
What would
not
Uncle Phil
realistic.
do?
That's not realistic.
Or Viv.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So no, I mean, I think people run because they're used to seeing that single parent mom like, I can do bad by myself. I can do it by myself. My mama did it. And so I'm not going to put up with anything you're talking about. Right. So although they may want that, like as people, we have an innate desire to couple up and be together with somebody. Right. Now, if it's not working and it becomes too hard, then people will run because, a lot of people don't want to put in the work.
True. All right, question. Mm-hmm. So I don't know their names individually, but do you like light skin Abid but dark skin Abid?
I liked dark skin Abid.
Dark skin Abid.
Yeah. I should know her name too.
She was the dope one.
She was real.
Did you see the episode when she was like dancing and stuff? When she like broke out and danced, and then she snapped her fingers
I got
it. But no, I did. I love dark skin.
You got it. What? You missed that? That was the episode right there. She showed them girls up. Little young girls like, with her stuff.
Oh, I do remember in the dance studio.
She broke out with
she killed them.
Yeah, you're right.
Man,
you're right.
She had the tights on and everything. She killed them.
You're right. I do remember that.
I mean, it just came up with Family Matters and stuff. I just figured out.
No, it's relevant. We're gonna honor your thoughts today.
You know what I'm saying?
So.
That's my light skin, dark skin.
We recently we lost a dope MC, Nipsey Hussle, right?
Sure.
Rest in peace to him.
Yeah.
And what I was gonna ask is, Lauren London is gonna take some. It's gonna be a rough one for her, right?
And her children, yeah.
Yeah. How do one kind of like is there anything that anybody or a family member could do to kind of help her get through? I mean, I know there's ways,
sure,
but she's gonna there's things that when you lose not just a loved one, a brother, sister, or a mother, you losing your soulmate, somebody that you had connection with, right? How do you sheesh, I don't even know, because a lot of people now are like, oh, Nipsey, but I'm looking at it like, man, she gonna go through a hard time.
Yeah,
the kids, and she got to see the kids.
Somebody
looking
that she respected too. Man. It ain't like they just had a regular relationship.
Yeah.
They were in love.
In love.
Yeah.
You can tell. That's a
once in a lifetime type of thing. She's gonna definitely need therapy to work through the 5 stages of grief. Even if she's not maybe initially put into the place where someone introduces her to a therapist. Hopefully they will already have one anyway. I want it to be where everybody, just like you have a doctor, you have a dentist, you have an accountant, you should have a therapist. You should. So when things happen, you're not Googling. You know exactly who to go to.
Yeah. Because truth is, some people are afraid. I don't even know if it's afraid to go to a therapist.
Yeah, they are.
You think that's what it is?
It's fear.
It's fear?
Yeah. I think it's
I don't know what it was. I ain't scared to go to no therapist.
Yeah, I always thought it was, I ain't crazy. You know what I'm saying? But
it's some of that, but some of it is fear of how people will perceive you outside of that. I mean, even if it's not a fear that you possess, it's a fear of how people will perceive you outside of you.
I think when I was presented therapy and not a bad thing. Even though my family didn't grow up on therapy, and I don't know who did therapy in my family or not, I ain't putting nobody out there. I'm just saying, more or less, when it was brought to me, is to handle problems. If you feel stressed, that's somebody you could talk to that doesn't have any emotional ties to it. They just trying to help you, guide you through it. So that's how it was expressed to me. And a lot of people, when they talk about therapy, they're more or less reluctant to go. Like they're just kind of like, oh, I ain't crazy. I ain't got this problem. I don't know. Yeah. Like sex is an issue. No, it ain't. Trying to get in. I'm 20. Yeah. So it's like, so nobody really thinks about it.
Right. Yeah. It's almost like you're protecting your business. Where as you know, if you go and get the help, you find that it's very relieving when you're dealing with some issues. Because I mean, I know I have like teenage daughters, and I've had to go through therapy with them.
Good for you.
It's not an easy thing to deal with, because you're opening up and you're like, well, if I open up too much, is that going to put me in a bad situation? You know, but then after you get there, you feel more comfortable, and it's like, all right, let's get this over with. Let's talk about it and get to the root cause of the issues.
Yeah.
But I think it's a really good thing, and I've never looked at it like, oh, I should have a therapist, because like you said, the stigma of having a therapist, it's like feeling like, oh, am I crazy if I have one? But to your point, no, you're not crazy. It's like having a doctor.
Yeah. Right. Would you try to fix your own broken foot?
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah, I think everybody needs one, just to, you know, get some clarity of things. Because you know what I used to do, being that I was a technician, I'm going in people's houses and I'm working. If I felt like I might have done something wrong, or if I don't know if I did anything to, you know, bother somebody or something, some way, somehow I'll bring up the situation. And whether it was a couple, older or, you know, younger, around my age, whatever, I would bring it up and then get the therapy from them, you know, just not really therapy, but them just giving me their side, you know, because they don't know either me or my spouse, or they wouldn't know me and my nephew or my cousin.
Sure, there's anonymity there still.
Right.
Yeah.
So, you know, there was no, oh, I'm going to be on your side. Because what I try to do too now is, you know, if I feel somebody is wrong, you're just wrong. And I'm going to let you know you're wrong. I don't care if I know them longer than I know you.
Yeah.
Or if you was my close friend and they're not. You're wrong. You know, and you need to know that. I think people should always be like that.
Yeah, unbiased and just truthful. Yeah.
Yeah. But it's complicated to do that sometimes, because you don't want to say, hey, bro, you know, you might want to fix that, man. You know, but I got a homeboy now going through some stuff. And actually, the things he going through kind of, you know, made me feel like, well, damn. You know,
yeah, I'm good.
Yeah, I'm right there.
Yeah.
And so I've been listening to a lot of things he going through, and I just been kind of like, you know, trying to just hear him out.
Yeah.
You know, and then I let him know, like, yo, bro, maybe you should have did this differently, you know. And then I'm like, damn, I see what I could have did better or whatever, you know. But a lot of us don't want to hear that.
Yeah, it's hard because it changes your cognition. It changes how you see yourself, and that's very difficult. But one of the things that you said that's important is what therapists do not do is tell you, like you just said, hey, you're wrong. Or you were right in that. We actually don't. We don't give advice. We're actually we are rephrasing things for you to see it in a different way. And when I tell people I'm gonna help you make connections, it's in a way that is not, you know, forceful. It's just rephrasing things or kind of reposing the questions or the things that you're saying back to me in a way that makes sense to you because you're hearing it from a different perspective.
Right. Is there times where you want to just say, yo,
oh my God,
you are wrong. What are you doing?
Like what? Yeah, no, yeah, there are. There are, but
you know you can't though.
I can't, and really it wouldn't be received anyway. And so I'm better helpful at not doing it that way. It's almost like, you know, going around it is a lot more, it's better received, especially when you're dealing with a couple, because again, your perception is your reality. You are the sum of all of your parts. If you grew up in a house where something was done a certain way, now your spouse is a totally different way, it's going to look crazy to you. You know, like you said, like this is so stupid. So your perception shapes everything. So I'm better helpful to you by letting you see that your perception is controlling the thought processes.
Yeah. Real talk. I had to walk out of a lot of therapists' office because other people didn't get their way. I'm just saying like that. Because they be looking for me to be wrong. And then it'd be like,
yeah, and that's not what you're there for.
That ain't what we here for.
God.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, oh, I got some good insight. How about you? We not going back there.
Yeah.
So, I'm going to try to get some callers to call in and ask a couple of questions as well. But you know, it's so many things that we could talk about with you. You know, so you're based in Atlanta.
I'm in Atlanta. I'm off of Powers Ferry Road. Yes, by the new ballpark. Sure.
How have business been for you?
Crazy, like booming. Yes, like literally. Therapists are considered having a full caseload at about 30 clients a week, and I'm at 30. Being within being a new therapist and a new practice, that is like unheard of.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's amazing, and I have so many client referrals. Yeah, and that's what tells me I'm on the right track when my clients are referring me to other people.
Round of applause, people.
So, yeah, I love them too. They're awesome people.
That's good. Oh, now, are you guys originally from here?
No, I'm originally from San Diego. He's from Brooklyn.
BK? Okay, bro. That's what it is. So you know already, right?
And with the what's the name of your practice?
Happily Ever After. Okay. My last name is Lee. And so a lot of people do think that it's
Happily.
Happily. Get it? You see what I did there? You see what I did?
I saw that.
No, so it's Happily with L-E-E at the end. And a lot of people do think it's just primarily relationships, but it's not, because we all need to find our own happily ever after. We all are on the search for that in life.
Yeah. And, you know, a lot of people think it's only when you're going through a problem. It could be you just needing some relief of, you know.
Or some people are proactive. Like they already know they have some things going on and they want to come in early before anything does pop off type of thing. Yeah. So I do have some people that are like, listen, I know this is going to be what I'm facing in the next couple of years. And I want to work on my communication. Or I want to work on my cognition. I want to unpack these bags I've been bringing with me. They're not causing me problems now, but they do kind of have the foresight to see it could be a problem in the future.
Right.
Okay. Hey, let me give a number out real quick.
All right.
470-412-0917. Once again, that number is 470-412-0917. So if you want to give a call and give us if you have a question, just go ahead and give us a call. We'll
talk to Kori Lee. You know
free
what it
therapy.
is.
Free therapy. Come get it.
Well. Hold on. Yeah, I mean, we ain't giving out no free. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause she got to look. One of the reasons we created this is because we want to make sure that for one, I'm a big hip hop fan, R&B fan.
Okay.
And I'm also an artist, so I want to make sure that I can get some of these younger artists a lane. It might not be the biggest lane right now, but at one point we're gonna be there, and this is gonna be an avenue for them to
manifest it. That's
but
right.
I also want to make sure that we promote our Black-owned businesses. You know, so. You ain't no freebies, because y'all ain't gonna ask for no freebies from which I don't know no other therapists out here, but you're the one. You know
I'm the one.
Yeah. So anybody you know you need a therapist, you holler at us and we connect you to Miss Lee over here.
That's right.
Yeah.
7 days a week, Saturday and Sunday too.
We don't sleep.
7 days a week, evening, morning, afternoon. You call, I'm there.
We don't sleep.
You have no barriers.
Committed.
That's right.
Awesome.
So you guys got here how did you two meet? You and Gabby meet?
Through basketball. He's a basketball trainer. OMG training. Let me give you a plug with his shirt on.
Let's do it. OMG training.
He's a basketball trainer, and of course, I have a son who was in love with basketball and fell in love with him as a coach. Even though he's one of those coaches that I don't get it, but you know, that tough love. But no, that's how we met.
How does that work? How you so you don't get tough love from a coach? Look, now hold on.
I get it.
I'm about to be your therapist. Right?
I get that. That's a motivating factor for sports. He's a little tougher than I think most coaches, but he's very successful. He definitely knows what he's doing. He's been doing it for over 20, 30 years.
Yeah. Let me tell you something. I wish that I was tougher than I am now on my son.
Yeah.
Because when he was younger, he wanted to. I left it up to him. I said, you know, I didn't want to be one of the. I know. I didn't want to be one of the fathers that, you know, be on top of my son about do this, do that. You know, as far as sports, you know, I didn't want to just fight him into football, basketball, or anything like that. So I gave him a choice, and that was
they're gonna choose Fortnite.
Man, well, back then it wasn't Fortnite. It was kickboxing for some reason.
Oh, okay.
I don't know why he wanted kickboxing. The kid just, I don't know where that, maybe Power Rangers or something. I don't know where that came from. So he started kickboxing. I ended up paying.
Oh, shout out to Power Rangers.
Power
Rangers was there.
Yeah, the White Ranger at that. Okay.
White.
Oh, but the Black Ranger had the black outfit. What?
Yeah, I liked when he actually got
Black
the shield.
Panther, yeah.
You remember when the Black Ranger got the green Ranger shield?
I didn't watch that.
Yeah.
Wow. The Black Power Ranger was the
The Black Power Ranger what?
He was the cat. He was the cat. He was the black uniform, and he was the black guy.
No, but he was a mascodon.
He was.
Yeah,
you would know. See,
I know.
don't know
a hermaphrodite.
This is a
mascodon.
Conspiracy.
Oh, I thought you said hermaphrodite.
No, mascodon.
Like he was. I should have watched that.
No, he was the mastodon because they had pterodactyl, T-Rex,
pterodactyl.
Wow.
Yeah, they had the T-Rex. Yeah. They had the mastodon, the saber-toothed tiger, and Tyrannosaurus.
Saber-toothed tiger was the yellow one.
That was the yellow one.
Okay,
she actually passed away.
And the black guy actually got locked up, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, he ain't never get locked up. He was missing a finger.
It's like the TMZ version of Power Rangers.
Yeah.
Are y'all sure that was what y'all
Yeah, he was missing a finger. He actually could get like a 4-finger discount when he went and got his manicure.
You know what? Allegedly. You know. So yeah, no, my thing was, you know, with my son, I didn't want to force him into that type of stuff.
You want him to choose.
Yeah, but it was probably the wrong idea.
Yeah.
I wish I would have been on him. Only because, you know, I waited until he was ready, and he wasn't ready to play basketball until he got into the 11th grade.
Oh, it's too late.
It's too late.
He didn't
now.
have the skill set.
And I felt bad because now he's trying to go to school. He was going to school up here. You know, he got down here. His mom's finally let him come down.
Oh, good.
Went to school, and he ended up going to school, but all the coaches were set in their ways. They already had their team.
Knew their kids, especially out here, just Powder Springs. So you what, McKeisha? Yeah, you're not just showing up to McKeisha.
Nah.
Put me in, coach. Not happening there.
Nah. And it wasn't it didn't even matter how good he was, you know. And then, you know, AAU started. And then that was another little beast, you know what I'm saying?
That's what he does.
Yeah.
He's a program
Yo, man, you know,
we're
going to talk, man, because this AAU thing, we going to bring him back. So
it's vicious.
We need to talk about AAU.
It is vicious.
Yeah, because, no, you know, there's a public community rec center over here. And I hate how they use it, man. The kids will go in there after school just to have somewhere to go, you know, after school. And I kid you not, bro. Like, soon, like they be there for like almost a half hour. Everybody gotta go. Y'all ain't gotta go home, but y'all gotta go because, you know, we got the AAU coming in here to practice. And blah, blah. So all the courts get taken up, and the kids now have nowhere to go. So now they rush into the streets to look for something to do.
That's right, and that's where the danger happens.
That's where the problems start.
Yep, that's why Nipsey Hussle get an honorable mention because that man was keeping kids off the streets.
Yeah.
When kids don't have anything to do, when you shut down these programs for these children, it wind up becoming a problem. I remember growing up, I had a place to go. I always had a place to go. I had B2B. It was ran by cops, black cops at that. And these same cops that was doing it back then, they don't do it now. They got cut funded. But some of these same cops, they was training my kid for Little League for stuff too. And I'm like, dang, this man's still out here doing this thing. And they're doing that, and that's what you need. You need figures in the streets who are going to support your children, look after your children. And these was cops. I didn't really have too much of an issue with cops growing up, especially when the ones in my neighborhood. Until a white cop.
I did. That man from Detroit talking like that, man. I'm from Jersey.
But see, that's because I had funded programs in my neighborhood because they knew how wild it can get. When the program stopped, stuff started happening. When stuff started happening, people couldn't park their cars up there by the dollar store or by the Family Dollar because they would get stolen and broken into. That changed the perception. Now that I'm grown and I rolled through a stop sign, that was enough reason for people to pull their guns out on me during a regular traffic stop. Not being belligerent, not doing anything crazy, not smelling like weed. But the guns are drawn out because it's 4 black men in the car. The neighborhood changes when you start changing the
resources,
of the neighborhood. When BTB was coming out, you might have had an occasional fight every now and then there, but it was never that type of situation. But that's just is what it is, man. You know, you take away resources,
you're limiting. You're limiting the society and what they have to do and who they can become.
Now, do you prefer to deal with adults over kids?
Well, like, currently my clientele is just so diverse. It's Black, white, Puerto Rican, Chinese. My youngest client's 5. My oldest client's like 68.
Wow.
So I don't really have a preference. I think it's really good. It's a lot of people who are being proactive with their children. Again, they don't have any presenting issues. They just want their child to learn communication skills. They want their child to know about things that they're not going to get in schools because school counselors are busier and they're not able to go into classrooms like they used to and teach you about bullying and teach you how to be assertive and not aggressive. A lot of life skills.
I'm glad you said the bullying thing.
Yeah.
I'm glad you.
That's a huge issue.
Yeah.
Yes.
Man, what do you? Have you come up or not come up? Have you pinpointed in your own where the bullying is coming from? I only ask because when I was coming up in school, how a child look at it, I'm sure as far as us men in here, we looked at it as, okay, you got this person who's the first bully. He's the second bully. I'm the third, but I ain't that much of a bully. I'm just like, you know,
going
I'm
with
a
the flow,
yeah, I go with the flow. And then you got the clown, the one that
roasting,
jokes.
On that was me.
He's raising his hand.
And there's two different types of clowns. There's when we talk about there's a clown that, you know, we don't like, and then there's the clown that, you know, the class clowns. You know,
I wasn't a class clown.
My homeboy was a class clown.
You know what? I wasn't a class clown. I didn't like being messed with.
Right.
In my younger years, I would get mad and I would want to lash out and I would want to fight, and that kept me in the principal office a lot. But after a while, I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna cut into your deep, and that caused more fights than a lot of other stuff because I was quick with it. With it.
I'd never been that kid.
That was
me. You was like that?
I was a talker, like vicious with it.
Man, I'm gonna tell you right now, I cut you deep. I cut you deep. I cut you smooth.
Man,
I remember, bitch. You know what? I appreciate bullies because it taught me how to fight, and that's all right with me.
Yeah, I couldn't joke for nothing, man. When it was time to joke, I just wanted to fight somebody. That was my way to get my jokes off. Oh, you laughing? Okay. Oh, you laughing too? No, you was laughing too.
Yeah.
But what do you think? Where do you think that come from? Like, is that a household thing?
Well, you know, violence and aggressive behavior is learned. However, one of the things that I used to do in the school system, because growing up, I used to love like watching old animal and like really like safari documentary type things. I would go in the hallway and watch the children. They're very much like animals as far as alpha males would then kind of seek out the weaker prey and, you know, walk up to them at the locker and boot them in the butt, that type of thing. And so what I was watching and what I noticed over the years were, you know, those children that were picking on the other children, the worst were the ones who had a lot of hurt, a lot of anger. They were from the, you know, the broken homes. They stayed in the hotels, you know, I mean, the extended stay hotels, not nice. I ain't talking Ritz-Carlton. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So they were the children that had the most distress at home. Yeah. And so they would come into the school building and find that weaker person. But like something important that I point out to adults as well is adults are bullied too. Adults have that target mentality. And if you're a weak person, this world is vicious. Yeah. And, you know, a lot of adults that were bullies as children, maybe they weren't, maybe they are, but they kind of find that weaker person and they just go in because it makes them feel better about themselves.
See, that, woo, that's a whole mouthful right there.
Yeah, that's a tough thing.
Nobody happy is bullying.
Because I've seen some real bad situations that I'm like, oh, they must be going through a rough patch. Because I didn't see some kids get picked up in an Uber from school to home, and home be the budget in.
A lot of children are homeless, but not even just them. You know, hurt people. That's where they find their joy. Happy children and happy adults aren't picking on anybody. They don't have time. You're too busy being joyful and happy, and so I think that's where it comes from. And if it's not stopped, you know, bullying is against the law. It's very different than when we were younger. But the thing about the no snitching thing, kids will endure bullying forever. You know, when you hear about kids taking their own lives, they'd rather kill themselves than report it, because being called a snitch is social suicide.
Yeah, it's I don't know why that is. I've never.
It's the fear.
Look, hey, is this mic on? Listen, hey, look, don't do no dirt around me. Don't do nothing around me. You got a pack to move. Look, go move your. I ain't stopping you from doing your thing. All I'm saying is, don't let me know. I don't even know about none of it. I ain't there, because if they put me in a room. Talking about I got to be in a room for 7, 8, 9 years with other men.
Oh, it's over.
I'm telling you. I'm snitching. I don't care. Come find me. You know where I'm at. I don't care.
You're probably home when you locked up.
Yeah, when you locked up. I don't put myself in no Nope.
But as adults, we do tell, if you get robbed today, you calling the police. Right. You're not going to be sitting around trying to have social justice.
That snitching rule was always made by the criminal or the victim. Never the victim says, hey, they killed me. Don't snitch on the other person. No, Nipsey said, ride for me. Find them.
Yeah.
Ride. Not about that. Nope. Hey. If I get taken out the game, find them. I'm gonna keep a reward somewhere. I'll make sure you very. I ain't got much now, but when I do, I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you where the money at. Like for real. Like find them snitch.
I was gonna touch on the subject about bullying. The rules in Cobb County for bullying. Oh, they are very strict. My daughter is her first year in high school, and it wasn't a bullying incident, but their fighting involves bullying, any type of issues that involves you putting your hands or another student putting their hands on you. You're both suspended. Well, not both all the time, but the kids are suspended for 2 weeks, which is crazy.
Yeah, they're not playing. Too many kids
can you
are dying.
Imagine if you get into a fight with someone and see a girl? She started with my daughter in the cafeteria, and so
did she start with your daughter?
She did start with her. It was over. It was over a rumor, and so baby. She started. She hit her, and so but then when the teachers came and broke it up, my daughter went after her when the teachers broke it up to
out of emotion.
Yeah. And so when they played the tape back and saw all of that, she got suspended too for 2 weeks. And in addition to that, we had to go to court. We went to court like a few weeks ago. They charge you an $85 or $85 court fee.
Disruption to the school day, is that the charge?
I forgot what it was for, but it was involved in that incident. And so so when we went, she had to go and talk to one of the court counselors, and then I asked about was there a way to waive the fee, and so luckily there was.
Yeah, there always is.
And I didn't know that, so but we had to come back and she had to be seen in front of juvenile, like it was peer court, where they had like a mock-up of as if you were going through a real court case.
Oh wow.
And they have the kids from the high schools it's a program that they have them in to teach them about the system.
Oh, good.
But all that to say, like, the schools are very strict when it comes to fighting and bullying, especially Cobb, because I couldn't believe 2 weeks. That's a long time.
It is. They're really trying to put the hammer down because you know, children are killing themselves. They'd rather kill themselves than to report it, which, like you said, it's hard to understand why. But in the mentality of a child, cognitively, they're not even developed all the way to have problem solving skills. Right. And so that says a lot about it. But just like you said, so when you talked about the fee waiver, I'm just going to throw this in here. It's not relevant to what you said, but there's a lot of fee waivers for if you want to take the ACT, the SAT, the PSAT, if you are from a family that is financially not indigent, but if you have like any type of low socioeconomic status in your family, there's so many resources for you that are free that people don't even know about.
I didn't even know about that. So
yes, you can take all those tests. You don't have to pay to apply to colleges. There's a lot of free help out there. You just have to ask for it.
That's awesome
what's up.
To know.
Yeah, we need to know that.
Especially after they took Obamacare away.
Oh.
You know you can go to therapy on Obamacare. You might not be able to go to the bathroom.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, wow. Gotta love
so
it's like the sound.
It got better, right? Yeah, I don't know what. Look, man, he be working
That's
over
the sauce.
there. Yeah. So I do got something to ask though, right? It's very serious, right? Okay. there's a lot of non-believers, my Brooklyn Nets, and we just made the playoffs. How do you feel? Like, yeah. So I just wanted to make sure we was clear on that.
Well, congratulations.
Yes, thank you very much.
That's basketball, right?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Well, Braun Strowman won the Battle World tonight. I need to go home and watch that too.
Well, more importantly,
brother.
No, but what I want to know, right, is let me get off of my Brooklyn Nets. We got in there. All right, cool. So I guess what most people want to when they walk out is to know that they resolve something.
Exactly.
But that's not actually the case most of the time, because of course everybody going for like, you go for like 6-8 sessions, right?
Yes.
And everybody think that, okay, that's all we needed. That should have helped. If that didn't help, then we done.
You're done.
Yeah.
No, but it should be very clear, right? Like from the first session. I always tell people therapy is a marathon. It's just not a sprint. You will not walk out of here and I wave my magic wand and you go skip into your best life. Right. Like you will have times where you do kind of go from I wish I could. I'd be charging a lot more, right? But no, you will have times where you start to taper off the sessions, and then it's times where you just come once a month, and then you come, they call them booster sessions, where you just come when there is an issue that you want to talk out. So you're not in therapy every week for the rest of your life. Like, don't look at it when people start to like really add up the cost. They're like, wow, it's expensive. Most of my clients come every other week. Like you don't have, if the average pay or average cost is $150, that's $300. You're gonna spend more on your hair and nails than that. Now I don't charge $300. I'm much more affordable than that. But what I'm saying, like, you have to have priorities. And if you're just going every other week, you can have $300. You're gonna spend that at Starbucks and other things that aren't gonna serve you. So you got to look at it in totality too. It's an investment.
That's an investment. I was going to say that's an investment.
Yeah, it's an investment.
It's an investment to get your mind clear, to learn how to love your woman.
And love yourself. That's more than anything what
First
it is.
and foremost.
Learn how to treat your kids in those vital situations before you sock them in the jaw.
Oh yeah, they definitely can take you
before
there.
you back slap your boss.
That brings me to my next question.
Uh-oh.
Can I say I'm gonna slap the black off you as long as I don't do it? Just like, can I still like kind of, because I was raised off.
But if it's your boss and he's white,
it's a threat. You'll go to jail.
It's a threat. No, I'm talking about with my kids.
Oh, okay.
Like if I got some kids,
are they snitching?
Huh?
Are they snitching on you?
No, look, I don't have kids yet.
Oh. He's hypothetically beating the children.
I'm just saying, like, as soon as they come out, because my woman chocolate, so they gonna have enough black on them to slap off
to go around
if they act up.
This guy, he wants to know if he could whoop ass prior to
it actually is legal in Georgia. It's called corporal punishment. You can whip your children like with a belt. You can actually smack them. It is legal. I promise you. People used to call defects all the time.
Thank you for pointing that out.
Defects will not do anything.
I'm gonna tell you right now. I'm be like, hey, look out, doctor.
A lot of whooping.
I'm be like, look out, doctor. Hey, look, don't come in here starting a mess now. Yeah. I know you just not getting here.
Yeah,
little.
I'm glad you pointed that out.
If it's an actual butt whooping and not something that's excessive, of course you're not leaving marks or punch marks or anything like that. Yeah. Yes, we've called defects many a times and they look at us like we're crazy. Like, no, it's legal. It's called corporal punishment. It's legal in Georgia.
Oh yeah.
Well,
no, you can't square off on them and all.
No punching, no squaring off.
That's me all day. You tough? Let's do it then. You know what I mean?
That's different.
Yeah. I did it in Jersey. Hey, by the time he's 15, I dare him buck his chest. Man, you gonna get it caged one time.
All my boy cousins, they know. I was whooping. I come and whoop ass they was like 17, 18.
Yeah.
I'm pulling the belt. My belt jumped in my hand like this. I'm telling you, it's like my hand go up, my belt is coming at the same time, and I'm just catching it like what?
Hey yo, my whoopings made me a better man because you know what I'm saying. My whoopings beat me into a C average. I'm just saying.
A C average.
I would have failed. I got beat up to a C average.
It was a good incentive, yeah.
I could have made an A if I concentrated.
Terrible.
That's what the teacher said. Like
you have potential.
If you concentrated on an ass whooping.
If he can actually apply himself, he actually has the answers. He just don't write them down. He lazy, fell asleep.
So we gonna try to get off of trying to be so serious with you. You know what I mean?
Okay.
my boy C-Dub got a nice little game for you. It's called what is it called, C-Dub?
It's called Give Me Five.
Oh, right. Okay.
Give Me Five.
Yeah.
Look alive.
So this is normally the hardest thing to do.
Oh, wow.
Why is it the hardest thing to do, C-Dub?
Well, you have 10 seconds to give me 5 correct answers. Within those 5 correct answers, you can only give me the answer, and you cannot say
You cannot say
If you say or if you say any of that, if you say you lose. So if I said give me 5 fruits, if you say apple, banana, you are out.
I got it.
Yeah.
Okay. So we're gonna start
ask me 5
game.
fruits. I'm ready for that one.
Oh, you actually ready for 5 fruits?
No, now you got to give us something different because she already gave now. Oh yeah, once again, the Nets won. The Lakers are trash.
They are for now.
Listen to the plug.
We see what next year look like.
Shout out to Craig. Yeah, the local barber, my homeboy, my AKA brother. He just walked up in here, waiting for me to talk about my Nets. I ain't gonna do it no more. Though. That's it.
Yeah. Zack Ryder and
Let's do
Kurt
it.
Hawkins defeated the Revival to win the Raw Tag Team Champions.
Okay.
You know,
Oh,
WrestleMania, brother.
we gonna give you guys some news too. You know, we'll get on with that. But what we gonna do first is let's have a little fun real quick.
All right.
We're gonna here we go. I need you to give me 5. Give me 5 movies with Samuel L. Jackson.
Oh, we
Go.
5.
10,
Pulp
9,
Fiction.
8, 7,
That's a hard
6, 5, 4.
Dang. Do the right thing.
Yeah.
Where was he? Gator. He was Gator and Do the Right Thing.
He was the DJ and do the right
Dang.
thing. Yeah.
That was a hard one.
I know. I was gonna give you 5 movies.
But you could have said like you could have just hit us with like Mad Marvel movies.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the
all
glass.
all of them.
I don't.
Oh. You should have used your life link right here.
I should have called a friend.
Gary would have helped you. So, all right.
I
You
lost.
got another one for. Let's go a little easier.
Oh yeah, be a
Go
little easier.
Yeah.
Go a little easier.
Now go hard. Gary said go hard. We go hard.
Okay, here's the easy one. I need you to give me 5. Give me 5 different types of salads.
Oh
Go.
my.
Cobb salad, Caesar salad, house salad, avocado salad, guacamole salad.
There we go.
5,
There we go.
I'm a vegetarian, so I could do that.
Oh, she can do it. Oh, okay.
Yeah, that was too easy.
She just pretty much
No.
said, oh, she a vegetarian. She just pretty much said her lunch menu up for
My meal prep.
your meal prep. There you go. See there.
Right.
It is.
But I won, so
Oh,
that
you
was
won.
fun.
You
You
won that
one for one now though.
You won for one.
Go harder on her. Now let me.
Hold on.
You haven't.
Oh, he's
Time.
got to pull out the big ones now.
Yeah.
I would never guess the movie ones. I mean,
Nah?
I'm really bad with names of actors. I'm really bad with names of movies. I just watch them. So don't ask me.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. So here we go. Give me 5. Give me 5 characters on Sesame Street.
Oh
Go.
my.
Grover, Elmo, Big
9,
Bird,
8,
Daisy,
7,
Oscar.
6,
There we go.
5.
Okay.
All right.
All right. You got to give it to her, man. She got
Good job.
She wins.
She defeated it.
She's a beast.
All right.
All right. For your participation in the game, we're gonna give you a Motion Stretch Studio, a free stretch session for 30 minutes, 101 customized stretch.
Thank you.
ahead, make sure you give them a
Awesome. Winners
call.
win. Winners win.
Winners win. Whenever you call them and say.
No, I said winners win.
winners
Yeah.
win. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Winners
winners
win.
So
Yeah.
what did losers
She
do?
wins.
And who is that from? Let her know.
It's from Motion. It's from Motion Stretch Studios.
Yes, amazing. I
Motion
need
Stretch
that in my
Studios.
life.
Yes.
Where they located?
They are located at 5070. I'm sorry, 5070 Peachtree Boulevard, Chamblee, Georgia, 30341. Yeah, there we go.
Chamblee, awesome.
All right. That's a bet.
Nice.
Do you got one for me now? That's
Yeah.
the next question.
Do I have
'cause
one?
need-
I got 2 more in the car just for.
Oh, my man.
I got you.
My man.
Awesome.
Urban chick get one.
my man.
As many as I can
Yay.
get. You know
All
what I'm
right.
saying?
Yeah. We
Until
can
I
make
run.
copies of them or something and just keep using them. Nah, we do. right, so yeah, I actually had some fun, man, and it's different actually speaking to a therapist about what you guys do, than honestly just thinking that we already know what the hell we could figure it out ourselves.
Yeah.
I know we can't figure it out ourselves.
I appreciate it. I really do appreciate y'all having me on and allowing me to elaborate on my services. So I'm grateful.
The pleasure is ours.
And if you don't mind, if you log into D.L.E.com right now, if you put in Therapist Lee, you get 15% off your entire order, limited one per customer. Code lasts until next week Saturday.
Awesome. Okay.
All right, Therapist Lee for this show.
That's for the t-shirts and stuff that
the t-shirts, the hats, the mugs,
D.L.E,
all that
kinds of
stuff. You know what I'm saying?
But we definitely appreciate you coming.
Thank you.
And it was fun, and I'm glad you came through.
Yeah,
you shared some light.
This is very nice.
Yeah. Now you got to come back.
I know.
With Gary.
I'm so glad that that she shared that amazing tip about the corporal punishment.
Yes.
Because I have a teenager who has said, if you hit me, I'm calling the police. And I've said, go ahead and call. Yeah. I'm going to get in your butt.
I tell kids this. I'll do the night before I raise a heathen.
That's right.
Okay. Now that I know I can get away with it, like I ain't gonna do that night now. So I'm
gonna do the night.
I'm gonna say you on that phone all day. You might want to Google what I can do.
Exactly. Google the laws. Yeah.
I'm just saying. I'm a pre-put that in as soon as he coming out the womb. Hey, don't start.
Don't do it.
When you come out here.
Yeah. So yeah,
it's daddy.
Now, I don't know if we have if we situated to be able to go on a break and come back or not. Maybe we could rock a little music for y'all. But I honestly wanted to, we do a lot of hip hop all the time. Y'all know I love y'all hip hop artists and R&B artists. That's what we here for. Mm-hmm. But today I just, I know we needed to speak to her, to Miss Kori Lee. And just, do something different with the show. You don't always got to hit y'all with music all the time. Y'all ain't barely listening to the music anyway until y'all go on to D.L.E radio. So y'all need to go on D.L.E radio. All y'all music is being played daily, 24/7.
That's right.
All right. Your music, artists that's already established, everybody's out there. So get on there, listen to it. If you don't know where to find it, it's on everybody pages. Especially the link is in my page. So
now, if you want to find everything, go to DLE.com.
There you go.
I'm sorry. I apologize. It is DLEradio.com. You can find us on Spreaker. You can find us on Facebook. You can find
YouTube,
us on Instagram. You can find
Twitter.
DLE 360 on there. You can find Twitter. You can find everything from DLEradio.com. You can even pick up the merchandise there. All things DLE is on DLEradio.com. I made sure that everything that you need to find is on DLEradio.com. You find all things
like singing it. Don't you ask about nothing else.
On DLE. Hey, so
even Spreaker 7 Studios is on DLEradio.com. Everything, all the old episodes, all the new episodes, past guests, new guests, everything
has
been put in place on D.
You better preach.
L.E.
That's
radio.com.
Go ahead, C-Dub.
Hey, look, look, you boy get the preaching in here. So yes, I need y'all to really check out Kori Lee's page. All right, it's called what is it again? Your
Which
page,
one?
your Instagram page?
It's happily_ever after, and ever after. There's not an E in after, so it's EVERAFTR.
All right. And how can they find you? What's your website?
It's www.happilyeverafter.org. That's HAPPILEEEVERAFTER.org.
Bingo.
Okay.
Now look, you can
if you on DLE,
you could go on
our Instagram
look at that.
and just click right there, and you'll find her page.
Sweet.
Yeah.
And if you have trouble finding us on Instagram, all you have to do is go to DLEradio.com, click on the Instagram link to go find Happily Ever After.
There goes.
Did you guys tell them how how to spell the ever after, just in case?
Yeah, it's with Lee. Say it again.
HAPPILEE_EVERAFTR.
That's right.
I don't know why Urban Chick looked at me like I knew. I'm like, cue it, girl.
Go ahead, Anime, sing the song.
Sing the song like I told you.
Anime. Yeah, right.
Oh man, yes. So Kori Lee, thank you so much.
Thank
for
y'all.
coming.
This was fun.
Such a pleasure having you here.
Y'all have a great. Enjoy your Monday, everybody.
Yes.
Find your
Yes.
passion, find your purpose, and live it.
Yes.
Yes.
So you know what it is. It's Quad One Big Deal.
It's C-Dub the Entertainer.
Urban Chick 22.
All right. It's us. It's we.
It's
D.L.E. We'll be right back. Yeah.
Hey, this love gifts. Reach out and grab somebody you in love with. Make you feel good when you in public. Could've went to the club with your people, but you dubbed it. These are happy times, man, we glowing. Cancun to Montego Bay, man, we going. This is real to the end, this is what we showing. Me for you, you for me, yeah, I be knowing. Kid come from hard times, trying to live that life. Now you get that ice, yeah, the kid that nice. When I couldn't get the pie, so we split that slice. Didn't play me though, really save me though. Knew that one day I'd be on that radio. Oh, greatest feeling, more, I ain't gon' lie. Motivated, feel like I could grab the sun out the sky. When it's rockin', it's a certain kind of look in her eye. And she know we get it poppin' like the 4th of July. Like the 4th of July. Like the 4th of July. She know daddy on the way, I need all of them thighs. It's a happy meal and I like all of my fries. All of them fries? Yeah, all of them fries. We the truth, so she never get caught in them lies. Right. Tom Gist, not ashamed right now. I got balls and a bounce, change the game right now. Yeah, I'm rapping about love, ain't the same right now. I got one toe shorty, change your name right now. Pick a Benz, pick a crib, I'ma get that now. Then she raised that brow, and her face said, wow, you a queen, damn right, you better take that crown. Where the hate at now? Ma, take that bow. That's grace, I just wanna have you safe and sound. Now, we rap tight, hope they follow the lead. Forget jail, trying to get my brothers on one knee. Never perfect, but it's possible, I plant that seed. Get one and get happy, that's all you need. Hey, hey, hey. Hey, let your hands go. You playing this a lot, let your man know. You came here just to stand, bro? Nah, I gotta move. Everybody hit the dance floor. Almost sad it got to end. Barologist, Vertical Jones. Yeah. I'm Django with the same goals. Never seen a pot of gold, never seen a rainbow. You could give me cash, I'm cool far as the fame go. Talk to me rude, you fool far as my aim go. Immaculate conception of reference, ain't the same bro. Cash, O'Shea Jackson, we ain't the same though. You follow? Motto is hollow, take it in blood. You taking a slug, get wrapped up, pray for your rug, huh? You a thug, I'm a grown man with stone hands. You can keep the corner, I'm stronger, got my own land. This is fact talk, hit you with the Mac if it's back talk. Know my roots, I'm reppin' Black Thought. And I'm a bad sport, think Tanya Hardin, beg your pardon. I take out your knees, know who you guardin', I am Harlem. Vertical and gifts, man. Spit, man, it's money. Right off the roof, know where the bricks land. Spit that fire to make your skin tan. And my stash is fresh without the tin can. No doubts, no regrets, or the if ands. Cause I got a heart of gold and I got a pimp hand. You choose, new dude and a legend. I'ma make a way or make the news at 11. So use some discretion. Everybody plays a role. Everything ain't sunny. Everybody pays a toll. Some Godfather shit. You hard, calm and shit. This is Tom launching shit. Get your car bombed and shit. So just be peaceful, advance, no equal, impatient. I tried to get my masters in preschool. They waiting, but wait no more. My presentation is filling. I put it in cans and feed the nation. I'm chilling, writing my bars across the ceiling. So look high, I give you that feeling. Get smacked.
It's not gonna work with that kind of transaction completed.
Live at CNT.
If you knew how hard it is to live without.
Yeah, you know what it is. It's us, it's we. It's D.L.E. Yeah, it's quite a one big deal.
It's C.W. Entertainer.
And Miss Urban Chick 22, she had to dip off real quick to go make some moves, right? So this what we gonna do. I got my brother sitting in here. He over here. Look, let me show y'all this dude, man. This dude right here, he's a barber. Matter of fact, I'm gonna introduce y'all to him real quick. Let me get the camera situated. All right, this man name is, what's your name, bro?
Craig Damon.
Craig Damon. Damon.
Damon.
I got Friday all wrapped up in one.
He got Friday all wrapped. Hey, can I borrow your VCR? hey, you know what? C-Dub the Entertainer is such a stage name, but I want y'all to know that is a problem that we have growing up.
What? Everybody having this?
Oh man, no, because my